Hey child, welcome back to my channel. Fun fact number one about me, I love the princess treatment. That's why I put this little headband on, you know, giving tiara vibe. I love to be pampered and doted on. But fun fact number two, sometimes I don't be having time for all that and I gotta get things done myself. And so in this video, I'm gonna show you how I get my nails on press-on style and get them to last at minimum 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks. But listen to me, these things give sturdy. Now I do have a video on my channel already that I did like 2 years ago showing my process, and that's still a good process to do. But you know, sometimes you gotta tweak some things, play with some things, and so I started trying something new in November just to see, you know, consistently if it would work, and it did. And honey, it took my press-on installation level up to level 10. And so if you are interested to see how I got these good nails on and make these good nails last, keep on watching. All right, honey, so y'all know I like to talk and play and stuff, but for tutorial purposes, I'm gonna be just like real straight to the point, just a little bit dry, so y'all can get this info. So all that y'all see me pointing out, that needs to come up off. And honestly, the prep takes longer than the application, but the prep is most important. So get you some cuticle eliminator, and you want to put it on your cuticles and let it marinate for just a little while so you can clean up that nail bed. Because if you have all that extra skin on your nail bed and you put the press-on, it's going to lift because the skin is gonna stop the glue from adhering really good. So here, to be honest, I let it sit a little too long, so I had to go put on some more. And so you're gonna see me take this cuticle thingy thing or bob or whatever you want to call it. I don't know the real name, so you know I just got to flow with it. So I'm gonna take that and push back my cuticle. And because this softened up my cuticle, meaning the cuticle eliminator, it softened it up and made it super easy to get the excess skin off. And then once I push back my cuticle, I'm gonna flip that thing over and scrape up all the extra skin. It's gonna get a little gross, y'all. That just be being honest. It's gonna be a little gross, but it's super important. All right, so y'all see all that just came up? If I had just put the glue and the nail on, it would have stuck to that and it would not have stayed, meaning the press-on would have popped off. So make sure you're super precise. Take your time because you don't want to hurt yourself, but gently go in, push back that cuticle and get off that extra skin. And when you're done, take your cuticle trimmer. Be super careful because you don't want to cut yourself and be all bleeding and stuff, but go around, trim that cuticle and make sure that it's looking really clean, because you don't want to have super pretty nails and then your hands looking raggedy. So keep on watching and we're gonna get you to the next step. Boom. You see how clean that is? That is what you're aiming for. So make sure you clean up all that extra skin, and then the next step is super important. You want to go wash your hands. That cuticle eliminator put some like this oil substance on you because it's getting all that skin off and it makes it easier. So take that brush that comes in your manicure kit, go to the store and just get your manicure kit and brush that. When you're washing your hands, make sure you brush. Now this stuff isn't mandatory, but because the nails I was applying, it was sheer, I wanted to make sure I got as clean of a look as I could. So I went ahead and trimmed my nails. If you don't want to trim your nails, again, you ain't got to, but I wanted to, so that's what I did. So keep on watching. All right, so while the trimming isn't necessary, this step is, you want to soften up any of your free edge, because if it's like super sharp, it can stick out under the press-on, and then having that extra space will make it harder for the glue to do its job, and then the nail keeps popping off. So make sure you take your little board and file on the side of your nail to soften it up, and it'll help it to have a better seamless blend. All right, so once you're done with that, the next step is you want to gently, honey, listen to me. When I say gently, I mean gently. Don't tear up your nails, honey, but you definitely gently want to cause a little bit of a friction. So just like lightly buff your nail. Having that buff surface makes it a lot easier for the glue in the nail to stick and do its job. So gently, I can't express it enough, gently buff your nails. So usually I order press-ons from businesses because a lot of times store-bought nails, honestly, they use the cheapest, like most flimsy kind of plastic there is, and then the nails get to snapping. And honey, I'm dealing with car seats and all of that. I need sturdy nails. But in this video, I did want to show you a store-bought option, because last time I did a video, I did custom ordered nails. So if you do get some, only get the Kiss nail brand because theirs are the best. And then I find that the ones that say sculpted nails, they're a little thicker and they're more sturdy and they don't break as fast, at least for me. Honey, I'm a boy mom, and that boy be all over the place, have me doing some of everything with my hands. So I need sturdy nails. And so this one, they tend to last. This is only like when it comes to store-bought, that's the only one I buy. Kiss brand, and make sure it says sculptured nails. So once you pick out whatever nails you're going to use, that's when the sizing comes in. And so this is me pulling out all the nails so I can see which ones work. So I'm showing you option 0 and option 1. Both of those are pretty much thumbnails, and so I'm going to tell you how to make sure it fits, because the fit matters. So when I take 0 and I put it on my nail, it covers sidewall to sidewall, so that means it's a good fit. It doesn't have any gap. It's actually a little big, so I could file it down, but overall, you see how it's covering up the whole nail bed? That's what you're aiming for. You see how number 1 is leaving out this little extra? Yeah, that allows liquid to get up under there, and then boom, your nail popping off. So make sure that your nail is covering sidewall to sidewall, because a little bit of a gap mean a little bit of a pop off, honey. Them nails is not gonna last. So this one clearly I'm not gonna wear, so I'm gonna go ahead and do 0, and then I'm gonna go and pick out the rest of my sizes for all of my nails. Yeah, that's me showing you. Yeah, gone with the 0, Faye. Gone with the 0. It's actually a little big, so I could file it, but I chose not to. And so anyway, these are the 10 that I'm going for. This step, again, super important. All your prep steps are important, but definitely this. You want to buff the inside of your nail. By roughing it up and making it not so slick, it actually lasts a lot longer. I've applied press-ons without etching the inside, and it just, no, giving 0 out of 5 stars. But when I do etch the inside, it works as far as application. So go ahead and make sure you gently. Now, you don't want to go crazy now and then thin your nails out and then they breaking and carrying on. But gently buff the inside and, well, etch the inside. Child, scratch the thing on up so it can stay off. All right, so this is the Krabby Patty secret formula. This right here took my nail press-ons up to another level, and that is the prep kit from Savvy. Yeah, clap for, oh, I was gonna say something real, just real not family friendly. So number 1 is the dehydrator. Some people use alcohol, but I find that dehydrator is good. But number 2, baby, that thing is king. See, I was gonna say something else that's just, I need to be censored. So anyway, number 1, go ahead and dehydrate your nails. If you don't have this kit, use alcohol. But because I have this, I find this dehydrator works really, really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and on all of that, with all my nails, I'm gonna dehydrate it. That gets off the natural oils and stuff that will cause the press-ons to pop off. And then this is step number 2. That's the bond. Honey, this thing is everything. It takes this up to another level. The bond, number 1, is sticky. And it helps the glue to last a lot longer. Now, you don't want to add too much, because if you flood your nail with it, it will have the opposite effect and it will make your nails pop off. So just take a thin layer of this bond. Even if you don't have Savvy YN nails, they got a good one. It's a lot of good ones. But yeah, use a bond. That helps. Now, this glue, top 2, and it ain't number 2. I've been on the press-on game for years. I'm telling you, KDS is literally the best. That kind of rhyme, you know, I'm spitting bars or whatever, but we're gonna move on. So here's what I do. I take 1 or 2 drops of KDS glue only, and I put it on the inside of the press-on. I kind of put it in the cuticle area and then kind of let it naturally trickle. And then I take some glue and I spread it over my nail bed. Don't do too much, because you don't want to have it oozing out and carrying on. So when it comes to the application, take it and put it in the cuticle area and then lower it to the nail bed. And once it's lowered, I hold it in place for 5 to 10 seconds. And then after I hold it in place in the middle for 5 to 10 seconds, you're going to see me actually put some pressure on the sides as well for 5 to 10 seconds to make sure it has a really good grip. And then I go pinky to pinky, ring finger to ring finger, middle to middle, index to index, and thumb to thumb. Because listen, you definitely want to do your thumbs last so you can make sure you have a good grip. So here you'll see me do it one more time. Take 1 or 2 drops of glue, put it in the nail, let the press-on nail and on your nail bed as well. It matters. Listen to me. It matters. You'll have a better grip if you do the glue in both places. I mean, in the press-on and your real nail. You want to put it down in the cuticle area and lay it flat onto your nail bed. And once it's on, you want to hold it in place for 5 to 10 seconds. And then you want to hold the sides as well for 5 to 10 seconds to make sure, number 1, it has a good grip. And number 2, it lessens the appearance of air bubbles just in case you have one. Now, of course, you want to do all 10 nails. Bada boom, bada bing. I mean, that's if you got 10. You know, we exclusives around here. Then bada boom, bada bing. You're done. And that right there is how you get your press-ons on and make them last. Now, I started doing this, like I said, in November because I wanted to test it before I got on YouTube. When I did it, the very first application, it took 10 days before the first press-on lifted. It didn't even come all the way off. It just kind of lifted in the nail bed area. Take me a little bit of KDS and put it back on. Them nails lasted They could have lasted longer, but I took them off in 2 weeks because with me doing videos all the time, I wanted to have a switch up in my nails. But seriously, this process works. And the secret formula, honey, the sauce, this thing right here, this will get you right. So hopefully this helps. Shout out to the DIY queen. Child, let me be trying to be nice and tear my whole room up. Shout out to the DIY queens and booskies out here doing stuff for themselves. I hope this video helps y'all. And yeah, that's it for me. So if y'all have any questions, leave them down below. I love y'all. Maki Dada, and I'm out this piece. Bye.